Hello and welcome along. And you voted for it. In fact, 89% of people voted for it. I've not got one, I've got two products to show you. So these are Nintendo Switch Pro Controller alternatives from a company called Aolion. And in the past couple of weeks, I've been testing these, see whether these are a viable alternative. If you want to be part of that vote, do subscribe, because every Friday I stick out a community post of two products and you can vote on it, and the winning product will be shown the very next week. And these won last week. So I've been using these for a couple of weeks now because we all know that the Pro Controller is the gold standard. They are brilliant, but it's $70 or £60. That's a lot of money. These come in at half that. So I wanted to see whether it was worth buying one of these and maybe putting the rest towards a game, or whether you should just go straight to a Pro Controller. Okay, so in this video, we're going to stick this on the tech desk and I'm going to show you all of the features and go through everything about it. So let's put this down, let's turn the lights up, and let's look at this. The Nintendo Switch Pro Controller alternative from Aolion. So here we are then. What I've done is I have repackaged the black controller just to show you what you get if you buy it brand new boxed. So on the front it says PGNS2028, I guess that's the model number, and a bit of a gumph about it, about a couple of the features that it has, which we'll run through in a bit. It has all the buttons here, and then on the back it has all the buttons there again, and a few more of the features and how to connect it to the telly. So box standard really. Then when you open it, get rid of all the plastic bits. You're left with the controller itself, instruction manual, and a USB Type-C. Now, with all of my controllers with the USB Type-C, I always leave it all packaged up, just save it for Sunday best. Seems like a decent USB Type-C cable. I have one plugged in over there anyway, so I have no need for them. And the instruction manual is here. It's in a little bit of broken English. I'm assuming it's because it's been written by someone who English is their second language. That's not a problem, I'll let them off. It's just you've kind of got to work out which button does what. It's a little bit difficult to follow, but you know, I'll let them off with that. And here we are with the controller itself. Now, with these two, they are exactly the same. So the features are all identical. The only difference is being, the obvious one is the color. So I guess if you've got a Switch Lite, because this works with the Switch and the Switch Lite, if you've got a Switch Lite in yellow, this would match it quite well. I've got a Switch Lite in turquoise, so it I can't compare the colors, but it would look like a nice fit for the yellow one. I'll leave links down below of where you can get hold of all of them and all of the different colors, but for the purpose of the video we're going to go through this one, the black and the red one. I think this is a really good looking controller. I love black and red as a theme, and I think this works very nicely especially under the thumbsticks with the red accents as well. It's a lovely good looking controller. Okay, going over it then, we have the minus and the plus button there, screenshot and a turbo. A lot of third-party controllers have turbo nowadays, so if you're into that, this one has got it, which is a really nice feature. The home key, D-pad, two thumbsticks, X, Y, A and B, and if you look on the X, Y and B, it's nicely engraved in a different kind of font. That's good. And then two triggers either side, LR, ZL and ZR, and in the middle we have the sync button and the USB Type-C port. And finally on the bottom we have the 4 LEDs, so player 1, 2, 3 and 4, and when it's connecting it will flash backwards and forwards. Going over the buttons then, these feel like okay buttons. They're not clicky, they're just pressy buttons. That's the best way I can describe it. I haven't got a problem, I've never had a problem with them. I've never missed one of them. The lag as well, there's no lag when pressing them. I haven't had a problem at all. Similarly with the plus minus, screenshot, turbo, plus and the home button, no problems with there at all. D-pad's really good. I know D-pad's very personal preference, but this one's really good. A lot of the controllers I've had, the D-pad kind of sits and moves around a lot, but as you can see this one's kind of stuck where it is, which is really good. And then when you press it down, it doesn't go all the way down, so you can feel that you're pressing that one, that one, that one, that one. So it's a nice, as I said, personal preference, but I felt really good, really comfortable with this D-pad. And finally on top there, the thumbsticks, they've got a bit of resistance to them. I was playing for a couple of hours on a couple of games. I didn't have any problems with them in one sitting, and I've been using them for a couple of weeks now, and I've had no drift, as I wouldn't expect after that short period of time. and there's no dead zones as well when playing with it, but we'll go through that when we go through the software in a bit. The thumbsticks on the top there, they've kind of got this rubber coating to them, and it's kind of grooved all the way around the side, and it's concave, so there's a bit of grip to it, and when you click it in, it's a bit hollow, but that's okay. It's a nice click for the thumbsticks. The triggers on the top there, these are digital, so hardly any travel at all. They feel okay. They're a bit spongy, if I'm honest. They don't click as much as I'd like to. They do click a bit, but not as much as I'd like them to. And these are just two regular buttons. They just kind of feel like the face buttons, really. They're okay. The whole thing is predominantly plastic, and these bits here, you can see, they've kind of got this grippy texture to them. It's not hugely grippy. You're not going to notice any kind of benefit from them, but it's nice to have, just to kind of like break up the theme of it a little bit, and it just provides a little bit of grip, albeit very minimal. So on the top, that's how you sync it. When you want to sync it for the first time, you press that button there and it will sync to the Switch. I've already connected both of these to the Switch, and there's a couple of things I just want to show you before we do anything. Waking up the Switch is a big feature now. I don't think there's any excuse of any controller not having that this day and age. This one, it has it. Okay, so I've already connected this, and all you do is you press home, and there we go. It will start trying to connect, and as you can see, it's already connected. Okay, done. How easy was that? Okay, so let's try that again. Let's turn this off and then press home again. See, this starts flashing. That means it's trying to connect to it. It's connected to it. We're in. Okay, so if wake up is important to you, which I think it should be, it's a really nice feature to have. These have it, which is brilliant. It also has motion controls. You can do motion. It doesn't have NFC, so you won't be able to use your amiibos, and it has rumble as well. The thing with the rumble is you can adjust the rumble, so it kind of has 4 levels, one of them being off, so you can have high, medium and low, or off. And the way you adjust that is holding down the turbo and pressing up and down on the left stick, and it will adjust it up higher, so low, medium and high. Press the turbo and press it down on the stick, and it will go high, medium, low and then off. The rumble's okay, it's certainly not HD, but it's a decent enough rumble for me when you're feeling it. Yeah, it's not too bad, the rumble. And then, as we alluded to earlier, it has a turbo function as well. A lot of third-party controllers have this turbo function now. And what you do is you press whichever button you want, hold it down, and then you press the turbo. So for example, if you wanted X on turbo, you hold that down, you press turbo, and then it would automatically be X would be turbo. There are levels of turbo, and you hold it down by doing the turbo and the stick. This time you go down for less and up for more presses per second. However, what I was saying to you about the instruction manual, unfortunately it doesn't tell you how fast it goes, and when you press up how fast it goes, and when you press it down how fast it goes. Okay, so I mean, you can go around the way and test it if you like. I haven't found a way of working out what the presses per second is on the turbo. Okay, so just suffice to say, if you want it on the fastest, stick it on and then just press turbo and all the way up, and it will go nice and fast for you. When you want to charge it up, you get your USB cable and you plug it in, and the LED on there lights up. And also as well, we're going to jump onto the Switch. I also want to show you some other bits as well. So let's get this docked and show you a couple of bits on the Switch itself. So here we are on the Switch, and as you know, what you do is when you want to connect a controller, you go to controllers here and you go to change grip order, and when you press that, these will all disappear, and all you do is you hold that down and it will connect. But for the purposes, if it is already connected, it will remember it. All you need to do is press home and then it will connect. Okay, there's also something I want to show you. I have also connected this one to the Switch as well before, using the sync button, so it has remembered this one. If I just quickly connect this one, have a look at this. There we go. Look, got a picture of a yellow Switch controller. That's just a nice little thing. I just think that's really nice. I haven't seen that in many controllers at all. That's really nice that when you're connected, you can tell instantly player 1 and player 2, albeit they're on the LEDs there, on the screen there. And if I plug this in, what we said about the LED coming on there, it also shows on there, because again, we have had this before where a controller's been plugged in and it doesn't tell you that it's charging on the screen, which is really bad, and it's really difficult to see if it's charging or not. You can see that it's charging. And speaking of the battery, it takes around 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours to charge, I found. and you're going to get a good 10 hours worth of play, which is about average for a third-party controller, I'd say. Plenty enough to play in a long session, and then just stick it on charge once you're done. So now that we've got these connected, let's go back and just go into some settings here. So we'll go down and just play about with it for a bit. Controllers and sensors, all the way down here to test input devices, test controller buttons. There we go, A, B, A, B, A, B. And if I hold down A, it's not going to do anything but come out of there. So if I go back into it and I want to do turbo, A, and then press turbo, and you'll see, there we go. It's on the turbo. So the turbo is only on these four here. And then let's come back out of this. And if we go back out of that, and we'll go into calibrate control sticks. So we'll just test the control sticks. We'll go for the left one first. As you can see, there's no drift. I wouldn't expect drift after a couple of weeks worth of play, and there's no dead zones either. I would expect if there was going to be some dead zones to be some. There isn't any. Left, up, right, down. Okay, and then let's do the right stick. Again, nothing there. No dead zones. Nice. Left, up, right, down. Okay. So pretty standard, pretty solid so far. Really good. So far it looks nice. It feels quite nice. It plays really nicely. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into a game of Overwatch to see how we get on for a bit of gameplay for this. Okay, so let's jump into a bit of deathmatch.
One shot, one kill. Bonjour. A legend falls. I needed that.
Let's shoot right on.
I'm a one-man apocalypse.
Okay, so there's a really quick bit of gameplay on Overwatch there. I really enjoy playing with this. I think it feels really nice. It felt good in the hands. It feels really nice when playing this. And like I said, I've been playing with it a couple of weeks and I've played all different types of games, suited to all of them. It feels really nice. So, and as I said at the beginning of the video, this is half the price of a Pro controller. Really something to think about there. There we have it then. That was my look at the Aolion Pro Controller alternative. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of it. I think these are a fantastic controller at a brilliant price for someone who doesn't want to have to spend $70 or £60 on an official Pro controller. Do let me know your thoughts. Please do think about subscribing. As I said, you can get yourself into a vote and you can vote for next week's product. I've been Console and Tech Accessories. Till the next video. Bye bye.